Okay, this is the little series we've got in how to do the flying change in hand. We're dividing it up into 7 small videos. I've got Mr. Bucephalus here, who's a schoolmaster horse. And if you want to know how to do it without a schoolmaster horse at home, go to our website, heliosharmony.com. It's all on there. If you like what we do, please give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe, help the algorithm to help us to help you. And sign up for that free course below that you can see. Hey, it's Rupert from Helios Harmony. And we're going to look at how do you do the flying change in hand. Very cool thing. Why would you want to do that? Well, if you train a flying change in hand, it is way easier to do the flying changes under saddle. Starting them under saddle is totally doable, but it's not easy. I'm not saying this is easy either, but it makes the changes under saddle more fluid, not as problematic when you get there. Okay, so that's one reason. The other reason is it's fun. The other reason is it's really good for conditioning the horse because it involves a lot of collection, and that's good for the horse's loin, that's good for the horse's hocks. It's also good for the horse's mind. And it's also good for you, the rider, because it really gets your idea of timing, it gets your idea of understanding exactly how the flying change works, that the horse has to go from the haunches to the shoulders and back to the haunches with a bit of straightness in between, and changing the flexion so that the new inside hind leg can jump through. All of these things are really easy to observe if you're on the ground. You can actually see them. But when you're in the saddle, it's quite hard because you're in a blind spot, and unless you have, you know, a bazillion years of feel built up over a bazillion years, it's a tall order. So for all of these reasons, I do like to train my flying change in hand. Now I'm here with Mr. Bucephalus, who is my wife's horse. He tolerates me, but he's going to help me out here, and he knows how to do this very well. So we're going to need about 6 things already in place before the flying change can happen, all right? So today, in this small video, we're going to deal with the first one, and that is going to be, you need your horse's mind. He's listening to birds. You're going to need the horse to be able to yield the jaw, so he's soft. You're going to need the horse to be able to yield the pole, so he can do the flexions that are involved in the change. And you're going to need the horse to yield the hindquarters, because that's going to be necessary to have the jump through. Okay, so let's look at those in this video. First thing, yielding the jaw. The jaw is the key to the hindquarters. A lot of people say ride from behind, but they don't tell you how. If this is not soft here, then this will be against you. And if that is against you, this will be hollow, and then nothing can happen. So the jaw, the mobilization of the jaw is really important. And this often isn't, it's a bit of a sort of not secret, but it's just something that isn't emphasized enough. And therefore people run into unnecessary problems. So watch, I take my stick, I put it under my left armpit so that there's no chance of it waving in the horse's face. I put my fingers in the snaffle rings, and I just give a little couple. There he goes, and he's yielding the jaw right there. Thank you. Going to do it again. Little vibrations, and you see he's just starting to move a little bit. There we go. A little bit like he's chewing gum or something. If you think about it in your own body, if your jaw is set, everything else is set in your body because it's the strong. That's nice. It's the strongest jaw muscle that you have, your jaw muscle. So if you set your jaw, think everything is in resistance. So we want to make sure that this is all okay. Now some horses won't give as easily as him. What do? Fingers in the bit ring. If that's not working for you, it is working in this case, but let's say it wasn't. I would put my fingers gently in the bars of the mouth here and give a small little massage. Oh, there we go, and he gives. And ideally you want your horse to be mobile like that all the time that you're riding him. And what you'll see is when he does do that, I'll do one more, is look how soft the underneck suddenly is. There's no resistance there. So that's the first step. Okay, second step is we need the pole. The pole will need to be able to flex this way and that way in order for him to do a flying change, okay? But that's only going to happen if the jaw is relaxed. So we start again with the jaw. And again, if there's any problems, you put your fingers in the mouth like that. And then I ask him to just look a tiny bit towards me, not much. And then a tiny bit back to the middle. That would be the straight bit in between the flying change. And then a tiny bit to there. That would be the flying change. And then back straight again. Good. going to do that one more time. So I'm going to ask him for this, the jaw, and then I'm going to ask him to look to me just a tiny bit. Not much, I don't need much. And then to the middle, and then away a tiny bit, and then back to the middle. Thank you. I'm going to do a last one. It's always good to do things in threes, I find. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to ask for the jaw, I'm going to ask for the pole, I'm going to ask for the middle bit, I'm going to ask for the pole away from me, I'm going to ask for the middle bit again, and let him go. Good. Thank you, Boo. All right, now the next bit, the engine. So the engine is the hindquarters, as we know. So I have a chance of having access to this if that is soft and that is soft. So now, yielding the quarters, super easy. I take my hand like this. See where my thumb goes on top here? My hand stays quite low. I tap to ask my horse to come a bit forward, and then I walk a small backward circle, gently touching the top of the inside hind leg, for those who want to be, and stop with the whip on the shoulder. The gaskin, I'm touching the gaskin, that's the technical term. I'm going to do the other side now. So I'm going to touch him to come forward, always come forward first. So you've got some impulsion to work with. Then I'm going to ask him to step under, just step away, put that hindquarters away from me just a little bit. There we go. And inside hind comes under the point of gravity. We'll just ask for a couple more steps, and that's it. You don't need to ask for a ton of steps here. Sometimes even 3 or 4 is enough. Okay, but I just wanted to show it in a bit more detail. So those are the 3 points of resistance: jaw, pole for the flexions, and the hindquarters. If the horse will give you those 3 things in the way that I have just described, we can go to the next phase. So that will be in the next video. The next phase is a shoulder in leg yield hybrid in the circle that we call pattern 1A here on Helios. Other people used to call it the Giavolta back in the 17th century or whatever. It's been around forever. And we're going to show you how to do that next step. So hop now to the next one. See you on the next one. So obviously this is a horse, a schoolmaster horse that knows how to do all this stuff. If you want to start from scratch with a horse of your own, how to do that is all on our website, heliosharmony.com. There's a free intro course and a membership course which really goes into all the details. Go check it out, and you'll get all the finer little steps in there.